What's up YouTube, Max Like Strings here, and today I'm going to be starting a series of videos called Stringers Tips, where I'm going to be showing you guys some tips on just the basics of stringing and going over, basically, today I'm going to be doing just strings and what length you should have them at and how to make sure they don't fray and stuff like that. And then I'll probably be going over how to do shooting strings, how to actually put them in, and probably I'll go over sidewall knots and how to read sidewall pattern and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll start today with strings. So right here you have your basic sidewall string. This is on a spool, and this is Carolina blue. But you can get them at any store, any lacrosse store or sports store usually, and they'll usually give you enough, probably even more, to string one or two heads. But this I just have in a spool, and so basically I'll be telling you what length you want them at for the sidewall and the top string, and then I'll be going over this is a shooting string spool, but usually you won't have a shooting string spool. But if you do, then I'll teach you how to cut the right lengths. So first, there's different types of sidewall. There's called top string, which is really thick sidewall string, and that is gonna go on your top string if you have any, because that's where the string gets hit the most on the ground when you go for ground balls. So it's nice and thick, so it doesn't fray and break. But really, you can use any type of string for that. And then there's sidewall, which is usually the sidewall, and you can't use top string for sidewalls because the holes in the head are too small to fit the top string. So first, basically, for your top string, it depends on what kind of top string you're going to want to do. But if you want to do just the regular top string for 9 diamond or 10 diamond top string, you want to take your string or your spool, and this is for, I'm 14, like, I don't know, 5'5", I guess, around. But so I'm just kind of basing it off of how long my arm is. You want for your top string to probably bring it to the middle of your chest, maybe a little bit less, probably right about here. So it's about that long. And then you're just going to want to cut it with any pair of scissors. You don't really need any fancy scissors or anything for it. So yeah, and then there's your string for your top string. So that's about how long it should be. And then as you can see right here, that kind of frayed at the end. Here, let's see if it'll focus there. Okay, maybe it won't, but as you can kind of see that it's frayed right here. So what you're going to want to do to make it not frayed so it's a lot easier to string with is just take a little lighter. This is just one of the lighter that I use, but then you can also do the click ones. I don't know what they're called. So basically you just put a lighter to it, and then kind of melts the string, and then you kind of push it together and we'll play with it so it stays straight, so it turns out like this. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's not frayed anymore, and basically it's kind of glued down to itself, so it won't sorry, I kind of have a cold, so it won't move anywhere. And so it stays together while you go through all your holes, and it won't fall apart. So it makes it really, really easy to string. So I'll just do the second one for you guys. Here, let me get closer. And then you do that, and then make sure you don't get too close when you're burning the edges, because then it'll start to smoke, and make sure you don't do it for too long, because then it might catch on fire, and you don't want that. So there's your top string, probably about that long. And next, for your sidewall string, it doesn't need to be as long. I use just to the edge of my arm. I don't go to the middle, I just go right to the edge. So it can be less. Where's the scissors? Right here, so you just cut it. And that's how long it should be. And then you fray them, and then you start stringing your sidewall. It's probably going to have about that much left, maybe this much left on the edge, on the end. I just like to have a little bit spare just in case. So yeah, and then for your shooting strings, what I like to use is, I mean, if you buy your shooting strings individually, then you'll probably be fine. You can just string them, and then you can cut off the edges and burn them with the lighter so they don't fray. But if you have them in like a spool and you don't know how long to cut them, just cut them as long as your sidewall. If you're doing straight, if you're doing just a straight, like a straight shooting string on your head, do it to about the same length as a sidewall would be. So you get about this much, and then probably this, you have about this much on each side to tie it off with. And then for U's, you want to make it just a little bit longer, so probably to the middle of your chest-ish, and that'll give you, because U's take more shooting string to use. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you learned something, or you didn't know before, even if you're a stringer and you do that and you learn something, or if you're a beginner stringer. So like the video if it helped, and comment, do whatever you want. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.